Yo, so this is kind of fortuitous. I've been thinking about getting back into fishing, and I'm at Ollie's and I come across all this stuff. They got a bunch of stuff. Now, granted, some of it is cheaper, but it's not bad. That Delta Zebco, I think it's 29 bucks. It's not terrible. 29 bucks. Bunch of full reels. I mean, granted, they're pretty banged up, but it's stuff for the kids. Look at all these baits, lures. They got some Guggen stuff, net bait, and all kind of stuff. Power bait, some more lures, 13 Fishing, Gary Yamamoto, Z-Man. It's insane. But yeah, I'll probably pick a couple of these lures up. Maybe one of those Zebco reels. We'll see what we grab. I mean, for some of the pricing that's on here, definitely worth it. $3.99, $1.49, $4.99 on the 13 Fishing. Not terrible.
A few moments later.
Look here, I walked around the corner and they got a whole little cart of rod and reels, spin rods. $17.99 to $39.99. Sheefish, Zebco. Honestly, it looks like a bunch of cheaper stuff, but I mean, there's got to be one in there that's worth grabbing to go cast off a pier. Be pretty cool. All right, so here's a couple things that I pulled out of my dad's stash when I went and raided his fishing stuff. For those of you that don't know, my dad passed away last year in June, and he was, in his younger days, he was a very avid fisherman and a very avid hunter. Outdoorsman altogether, honestly. But he left some stuff behind, and me, of course, trying to get back into fishing after not really doing anything on the water since I left Mississippi in 2013. And really, I need to get my gear back up. I had no tackle, I had no rods, so I decided I needed to go over there and pick up a couple things. But the first one was a fully built, or fully ready to go, I should say, a rod and reel. And I hope that this isn't too blurry, but I'm outside and the light isn't great. But this is an Abu Black Max. I think this is one of the last reels that he ever bought and put together. I had to pull it apart and oil it and clean it and stuff like that, but it's on a Abu rod as well, graphite. So that one was all together, so I had to bring that one with me. The next thing was this Pflueger bait casting rod that I don't even think he ever used, to be honest with you. It looks like it had been sitting there for a while. And for the most part, what he had the most of was like offshore stuff because he did a lot of tournaments and stuff. But some of this smaller stuff, really, this is all the smaller stuff that he had, I brought with me. And the coolest thing that I saw was this. Y'all remember the old school Ninja sticks for the, like the little Zebco rods? Look at the Abu Garcia logo on this Thunder stick. This is insane. I'm not sure how old this is. If you guys know when Abu stopped using that logo, let me know. But that's insane. Medium action. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do something with that. Also, we have a store here called Ollie's, and they've had a bunch of fishing stuff. Mind you, a lot of really cheap fishing stuff there recently. But I did pick up a Zeb, and I'll probably show that video here in a little bit when I was looking around the store. I picked up this Zeb there, little Zebco Delta, and then I went to Academy and picked up this H2OX angler, and it's also the old school ninja stick style. So I call it a ninja stick because that's what I remember as a kid. I think it was a Zebco rod actually when I was a kid that they called a ninja stick. But that style of rod of growing up, I've always called a ninja stick. So I'm sorry if this portion of the video was out of focus, but you know, we do what we can with what we have. So yeah, as you can see, I guess I'm getting back into fishing. The first video you watched, or the first clip you just watched, was actually for about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was just kind of brainstorming about whether I was actually going to get back into fishing or not. And then I was walking through that Ollie's here in Alvin, and I saw that Zebco reel and decided that, yeah, we're going to get back into fishing. Honestly, I've never been a huge fisherman. My dad was big into outdoors and hunting and stuff like that. And I enjoyed the hunting, the fishing, not so much when I was a kid. But once I got into the military and I was stationed in Mississippi, me and a couple buddies, we actually went quite a bit. And I didn't know what I was doing back then. I still don't know what I'm doing now, but I guess I'm getting geared up so we can go have a little fun. I'm not a keeper, meaning I don't keep pretty much anything. I just, when we were doing it, I enjoyed going out with buddies and I enjoyed the thrill of catching one, and pretty much everything that I ever caught was released. So that's probably what's going to happen now. But we're going to do this as cheaply as possible. So from Ollie's, I did pick up a couple of things. Some of those 13 fishing baits, just some swimmers, the Guggen stuff. I mean, you can see how much that stuff was, $3.99 and $4.99. I think this one on the backside says it was $2.99. So then a couple of lures. Those were all like $2.99 or $3.99 a piece. Some hooks for the fake baits. That slobber knocker actually came in today. My wife got me that. She is so cool, man. She supports everything that I want to do, and she found that on Walmart.com and bought me that. I think it was on clearance, so it was like $2 or $3, but still, she's just so awesome. A couple more lures there, and then I went to Walmart and got that single stack Plano. Quick tip: if you're gonna go get some fishing stuff for, just you want to go out for the weekend or something like that, and you don't have much, Walmart has a good selection of inexpensive rods and reels. Bass Pro Shop does, to a certain extent, but I'll tell you this: when I went to go look about for getting a new toolbox, a new tackle box, I went to Bass Pro first, and the cheapest thing they had was like $40. And then I went to Walmart, and they had that Plano there for $16.97 or something. So, yeah, it's one of those things, guys. If you want to do it cheap, it can get out of hand pretty quickly. But yeah, if you're watching this far, I appreciate you watching. Wish me luck. I think it's going to be fun. Like I said, I know it's going to be fun because I'll be going out there with friends. And I'm doing this more to remember my dad and the stuff that he enjoyed. So, yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy.